Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Frank in Korea. Welcome to the Film Grind. And I wanted to say Happy New Year's to everybody. Hopefully, like, I don't do resolutions like I said on Facebook and like I said on Instagram. I just do goals. So, whatever goals I had in 2022, I just carry them over to 2023. And hopefully, you guys are doing the same, all right? Um, since this is the first uh, episode of the New Year's, I want to do an episode talking about how the film industry, especially the independent industry, has changed within the last 3 years since COVID hit. You know what I mean? So we're gonna take it back from 2020 to 2023, which is now. All right, and a lot has happened, and and I'm not gonna say for the good. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say things have changed dramatically, and a lot of people don't realize it. And then you have those people that never put a movie out in their life. They've never done a feature film. Excuse me, one second. They're book smart. They read a lot about filmmaking and stuff like that, but they've never been through the trial and process of everything. I myself have been doing this for over 20 years, and I have put out 8 feature films, 6 of them with distribution. So I know what I'm talking about, and I do this to help you guys out so you don't have to, get screwed hard without Vaseline like I did. You know what I mean? And some people say, "Oh, you don't need this, you don't need that." No, you do need it. All right. And then people say, "Oh, well, in order for me to film, you gotta have COVID, restrictions, stuff like that." Like, yo, that's over with. Okay, we're in a new year. Step up your game and stop. I still see people. Unfortunately, I still see people walking around outside where there's air fresh goddamn air, and they're still wearing masks. And I'm like, yo, how the hell are you wearing a mask when you're outside or you're in the damn park to get nice, fresh, clean air, and yet you're still wearing a mask? It's like, dude, it's over with, all right? That's it. Move on. Now, some users say, oh, no, it's still here, it's still here, it's still here. Okay, but a mask is not going to protect you. Because air can go through a mask. This is what I've been trying to tell people for, since everything happened. They're like, I'm like, yo, why are people wearing masks? They're like, oh, I'm like, dude, you don't. When you breathe, you have to breathe through a mask. Unless you're wearing a ventilator, you're still breathing that air in and out throughout that mask. And it's nothing but material. If I put my shirt over my face like this, it's going right through the shirt, and I'm breathing cold air in. You know what I'm saying? So it's irrelevant what I'm trying to say. And now we're in 2023, and a lot of people are like, oh man, because of COVID, COVID put me on the back burner and it stopped me from doing a lot of things. Bro, what are you talking about? I was filming during COVID. I know a ton of filmmakers that were shooting during COVID. People are using that as an scapegoat to say that they were just being lazy. And they were using it as an excuse, because I can tell you right now, from New Jersey and New York City, tri-state area, all the way to California, people were still filming, okay? People were still filming. And the people who say, oh, no, you weren't supposed to be filming, that is bullshit. I'm sorry, it's bullshit, all right? That's bullshit. If you were outside filming, you had no problem. If you were inside filming, I think they said that they wanted the capacity to be at like 10 or 15 people tops, and that was it. Now, mind you, you're doing an independent film, it's going to be way less than that. You know what I mean? Excuse me one more second. But, so many people are like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know. No, I know it because I've done it. I lived it. You know what I mean? So a lot of people are still talking out their ass still, basically, and it's crazy. Like, I'll give you an example. I was on Facebook, and some guy told a friend of mine You know, a friend of mine said, "Oh, I just got my movie copyrighted by the Library of Congress. You know, now we can move on to the second step." And the guy was like, "Yeah, it's okay to get it copyrighted, but it's not really worth it. You don't need it." No, why are you telling people that? Like, you know what I mean? You need to have your film copyrighted because in order for you to get distribution, you need to have your film copyrighted, or they won't pick it up. And that's facts. You need to contact the Library of Congress and have your film copyrighted. It costs, I think it's $65 was the last time I checked. It might be $75 now, I don't know. But you need your film copyrighted. Because at the end of your credits, when you at the end of your ending credits, you have to have the little copyright symbol, and it has to have your production company. Whether it's, you know, Nork Studios or whether it's another company, you need to have that copyright symbol with your Nork Studios there, so that people know that the movie is copyrighted and registered under your company or your name. You know what I mean? So nobody can take it. Now, they can flip flop it, and they can go and they can take your idea and change the characters, and you know, because it's been done before. Excuse me. It's been done before. As a matter of fact, Michael Jai White did it with Sudden Death. Okay, he couldn't get the right. They couldn't get the rights to Sudden Death. So instead of remaking the movie, what they did was they remade the movie, but they called it something different. They called it Welcome to Sudden Death. Okay, and instead of being about a fire marshal saving his 2 kids from terrorists, it's about a security guard saving his 2 kids from terrorists. And instead of being in a hockey ring, it's in a basketball arena, because it's a film made by a black man and starring a black man. So, and then you figured that they would at least give, Van Damme a little cameo or something in the movie. No, they didn't. But they got away with it, to copyright it and call it Welcome to Sudden Death, because it's not sudden death. It's Welcome to Sudden Death. So those 2 words helped them be able to make the movie. You know what I mean? It's obscene how people get away with things. You know what I mean? You could take an entire script and just change things around from a hockey ring to a basketball arena. From a fire marshal to a security guard. You know what I mean? And keep everything the same. You know what I mean? And add in a wife or whatever, and that's it. And a sidekick. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. But sorry, y'all, I've been very thirsty today. But it can still happen. But the thing is that they can't steal your exact movie. You know what I mean? Now, people say, "Oh, well, you should get it. It's better to get a trademark, and it's better to get this." Bro, unless you're gonna be doing toys and comic books and stuff like that, you don't need that stuff, man. I just don't understand why people who aren't even in the business, or they're in the business but they've never done anything, or they've never been to the ringer, yet they're telling people the wrong stuff. And it's like, look, man, it's funny. I even have people leave. There's a couple people that left comments on my page on here on the Film Grind, and they were like, "I don't know why you're giving the wrong information." Like, dude, I looked up your name. Like, you have never done a film before in your life, so how are you sitting there and saying that I'm giving the wrong information when I've been doing this for over 20 years? All right? I don't talk about it, I be about it. You know what I mean? The whole thing is that people always want to stand out and be technical. I do this just to help you guys out. You know what I mean? I feel like, me giving back to people and trying to tell people, listen, man, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. You can do what you want, but I'm telling you, I've been there. And either they can learn you can either go the hard route, or they can just say, you know what, let me take his word for it and just do something else. You know what I mean? I'm only here to help, But it is what it is. Now, getting back to the way the film industry has changed in the last 3 years. Because of COVID, a lot of movies, the movie theaters shut down, and then the movie theaters started to come back, and they were just doing like, they're still doing the same thing. They're doing like maybe 1 or 2 movies a week. Excuse me, 1 or 2 movies a week, and after that, or if there's like maybe 3 or 4 movies, they'll go into the movie theater for, I don't know, let's say they're going to the movie theater for like a week, 4 days, 5 days tops, and then they go right to streaming. And what makes it worse is that they get bootlegged, whether they go streaming or they're in the theater. They're getting bootlegged and they're being put out ahead of time, so people are watching them for free. So it's hurting the industry even more. Now, Hollywood says, "Oh, independent film this, independent film that," right? But yet they're taking our format, which is streaming, which was a streaming platform, Tubi TV and Amazon Prime and Crackle and a lot of these places were big for us. Now you got to go through an aggregator or a distributor in order to get your shit on Amazon Prime. You know what I mean? Tubi TV, you need to go to an aggregator distributor too as well, unless you have a connection like I do. Now, even so, it's still hard to get your stuff up. I've been trying to get stuff on Tubi for the last year and a half, but ever since Fox, let me just say this. People think that I'm talking about 20th Century Fox, Disney. No, I'm talking about Fox. Fox that owns Fox News, the FX channel, Channel 5. Fox News and stuff like that. They bought Tubi TV out, okay? And what they're trying to do is they're trying to capitalize on the game by making Tubi originals or original content for Tubi, whether it's a web series or a movie, and they're putting that out there so that way they don't have to pick up these independent films anymore. You know what I mean? And it's messed up because it's like, man, like, you're making it harder for us. And, these big multi-moguls, Disney and 20th Century Fox, which is Disney, Warner Brothers, they're going to the theaters and then they're attacking the streaming. You know what I mean? And it's like, what about us? But then the thing is that they're taking not just our platforms, but our style of filmmaking and shooting, and they're keeping their costs down for themselves, but yet still writing it off as a big budget movie at the end of the year. You know what I mean? And then you have these, small companies that used to give us filmmakers a chance, like Roadside Attractions and Raven Banner and IFC Midnight. We had and Shudder, even Shudder, was a streaming channel that was giving us a chance to go hit the movie theaters too, limited release. Now it's like, no, if you ain't got like if you ain't got $1 million or $2 million budget, you can't do it. You know what I mean? It's like, what the hell? So now it becomes cutthroat again, and it's like, damn, like, we're back. We went from being up here and now we're down here again. So now for 2023, hopefully we can change things, man. Hopefully we can knock these guys out the ballpark and get shit back to normal, because we need our Tubi. We need our Amazon Prime. Even though Amazon Prime doesn't pay a lot of money, what is that, a penny for every hour that your movie's watched? That adds up. Tubi is the best paying one. Crackle, I'm not sure how much they pay. Voodoo, I'm not sure how much they pay. But all these sites are, AVOD, advertising video on demand. So they're getting paid by the commercials that they're endorsing, but you're also getting paid by the same commercials. And so that way Tubi and all these other streaming platforms don't have to pay you out of their own pocket. You know what I mean? They're just giving you a percentage of what they made off the commercial. You understand what I'm saying? So, it varies. But filming has changed dramatically. Like people are doing things ass backwards. It's like people forgot how to film. I mean, even myself, even I caught myself doing stupid shit. I mean, and mind you, I never stopped filming. You know what I mean? I still have one more. I still have two more scenes to shoot, but things are just ridiculous. And within the last 3 years, things have dramatically took a change, and we need to get that back, y'all. As no budget filmmakers, as micro budget filmmakers, as low budget filmmakers, or independent filmmakers, all around independent filmmakers. No matter what category you fall in, we gotta take this shit back. We need to step our game up and show Hollywood that streaming is ours. That was made for us. That was our platform. You know what I mean? They just took over it. And the thing is, they didn't take over all of them. They just took over the major ones. You know what I mean? Like Apple TV. Netflix has never been independent. Netflix has always been, you need a big budget. Like, even though they pick up like movies that have a couple $100,000 budget, like documentaries and stuff like that, like whether it be I forgot what basketball documentary that was, but Netflix has picked up a couple of films that were shot on an iPhone. You know what I mean? For a couple, but had a decent budget. You know what I mean? What I mean by decent budget, anything that's over anything that's over freaking $10,000 is great. You know what I mean? But to some people, that's nothing. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, I need to recoup, and this is the reason why they never get anywhere. So it's crazy. The less you spend, the more you'll make. Remember, like I said in my book, if you guys don't own a copy of my book, you can get a copy of my book on Amazon as well. It's called Less is More, More is Less. All right? The Guide to Making Your No Budget Film. So, like I said, the less you have, less is more, more is less. When you try to put too much into a movie, people see that and they feel like it's oversaturated. But the less you put into the movie, the more people engage into the story and the surroundings on what your movie's about. You know what I mean? You don't need all these special effects and all this stuff. All you need is just enough to catch people's attention. You know what I mean? But sometimes it just doesn't work like that. Sometimes people just people just feel like they have to be like Hollywood. It's just like they just need to like shoot on a certain camera or their film has to look a certain way. And I keep telling people, long as you have a good picture and decent sound, your film will go places. But people are like, oh man, no, I need a boom operator. I need a great DP that has a red camera or a red camera or Arri Alexa or the Sony FX3 or 2 or 1 or whatever. You know what I mean? And it's like, bro, you don't need all that. Why do you have to make things so complicated? I have no idea. I don't get it. Maybe you guys can tell me in the comments or whatever. I don't know. But just because your film has a great look to it doesn't mean that, as the distributors tell me, doesn't mean it has production value. You can have a great looking movie, but you don't have no production value. You know what I mean? I know that's hard to understand, but production value means a lot of different things. And after talking with my distributor, I was just like, damn, you learn things. Production value doesn't always mean like that means you have money. It means like you have good, really good locations that are attractive. You have a known celebrity in your movie. You have, a certain thing that you do in your movie that stands out. You know what I mean? That's what production value means. You know what I mean? It's not all about, you need to have a certain budget, for the movie. No, that's not what it means. All right? So, come on, guys. It's 2023. Let's step our game up. Let's let's utilize each other. Let's, that's why I do these YouTubes. I mean, there's a comment section. You guys can say, hey, look, listen, he's right. Does anybody want to link up with me? I live in Massachusetts. I live in New Jersey. I live in Chicago. I live in Florida. Is there anybody around that wants to help make a movie? Even if you don't live in the state, maybe you can contribute some way, somehow. Make things happen. You know what I mean? So, and remember this. Before I leave, you're always gonna get, whether you post your posters, whether you post your trailer, whether you post a comment, you're always gonna get those haters. Okay, you're always gonna get those people. I won't even call them haters. You're always gonna get those people who have nothing. Remember what I said? Nothing to their name. I swear on my mother, they probably live in their mother's basement with 10 cats. I'm not joking you. I'm not joking with you at all. They have no life. They sit in front of the computer and all they do is talk smack to people. All right? What these guys don't understand is that it's very easy to find somebody's IP address now. All right? All you got to do is go on YouTube and say, how do you look up somebody's IP address? You look up somebody's IP address and you pay them a visit. I've seen it happen plenty of times on TikTok and people posted on YouTube saying, oh, you were talking all that smack about me on Facebook, or you left stupid comments on my YouTube channel. I'm here now. Come on down. I told you only live 3 hours away. I told you I'm only a bus ride away. I told you that if I don't pay you a visit, somebody that I know is gonna pay you a visit. Because I have friends, and people don't understand that, and then they wonder why bad things happen to them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not endorsing people to do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that there are people out there that live like this and have nothing to show, and they're just bitter and ridiculous, and they just want to make other people miserable. It's like they have nothing better to do. So just stay positive, get your film done. People are always you're never gonna please everybody, but in the words of Ice-T, like I always say, in the words of Ice-T, the rapper Ice-T, all right? There's 8 billion people in this world. Do you think I give a flying fuck what 1, 2, or 3 people think? No. You know why? Because I'm doing me. And I'm already out there. They have nothing else, but I'm still shining. Remember that. All right? So on that note, thank you guys for tuning in once again. If you guys want to talk about things, like I said, like, share, comment, on this video below. And, either if I don't respond back, somebody will probably respond back, and, let's keep it going. And like I said, it's 2023, guys. Let's start making movies. Let's make it happen. Let's make movies for cheaper and better, and get out there and put Hollywood to shame. You know what I mean? Put these bad boys to shame. Especially people who have money. Let's put them to shame and show them that we can do it and we don't need what they have. You understand what I'm saying? So on that note, thank you for tuning into the Film Grind. My name is Frank Korea. Remember, I'm just here to help you and guide you in the right direction. And until next time, hopefully, I will have an exclusive interview with somebody that we all know. But if not, there'll be something else that we talk about, all right? Take care. God bless, guys. And thank you for watching the Film Grind. And remember, stay positive. Get your film done. Stay on point, all right? Take care, y'all.